mathematics. In this session, we are going to introduce you one of the most important topic of relational database management system, or you can say database management system. So today we are going to discuss about the relational data integrity, and we have the database languages. So let's move towards today's agenda. So today's agenda include a relational data integrity and database language. In relational data integrity, we will discuss these things: entity integrity, domain integrity, referential integrity. In database language, we will introduce you the most common SQL commands, or you can say the subtypes of structured query language which is used in database management system. So let's move towards relational data integrity. So what is relational data integrity? Relational data integrity means reliability and accuracy of data. How the data is reliable, how we can retrieve the data, and how it is accurate. Integrity rules are designed to keep the data consistent and correct. So with the help of integrity, we can make the data consistent. Consistent means the data is only available, and that is same, that is updatable. When we make changes in the data, so that is consistent. So the data is updated everywhere in the database or stored. And so that is why the database advantages that the data is consistent and the data is correct. So with the help of integrity, we make sure that our data is consistent and correct. So integrity rules are designed to keep the data consistent and correct. So these rules act like check on the incoming data. So in database, we store different types of data. So these rules are made that how the data is stored, how the data is retrieved from the database, and how the data is deleted. So they are the check. Integrity are the check in which we check that how the data is any raw data is coming towards our database. So we will check all these data. This is because in database we have tables, and that table has specific columns and that have specific rules. So with the help of these rules, we can save the data, we can retrieve the data from the database. So this is very important advantage of integrity, which check the incoming data. For example, if an employee ID is entered as 123, this value should be entered again. So the ID is not assigned to two or more employees. So there is a check that 123 or 123 ID is stored for the employee number 1 or for somebody. So you cannot assign an ID to his employee because it is already had been saved in the database for someone. So that is why data is consistent, the data is correct, we can easily access the data. So that is why they are called integrity rules. So we have data integrity. Data integrity falls in two following categories. We have entity integrity, domain integrity, referential integrity. So let's explain one by one. So we have the entity integrity. The entity integrity rule ensures that primary key cannot contain null data. So entity integrity assure that the primary key contain no null data. It is also called row integrity. So if a primary key allowed to have a null value, it is not possible to uniquely identify a tuple in a relation. For example, with the help of primary key, we can access the data. For example, if I have the database for employees, so with the help of ID, I can access their data. So if ID is null, so I cannot access them. So if a primary key is allowed to have a null value, it is not possible to uniquely identify a tuple in a relationship. That is why the data will be redundant in the database. For example, we have this table. So let's explain this thing before explaining this table. Entity integrity means that it should be easy to identify each entity in the database. So that is the main purpose of key. So with the help of key, we can access and uniquely identify the data. For example, we have the table ID, name, class. So ID, with the help of ID, I can access the data of the student. So if it is null, so I cannot access this data. It is entity integrity. What about the domain integrity? So the second type of referential data integrity is a set of value that can be stored in a column is called a domain. So the marks of a student can range from 0 to 100. Domain integrity enforces a restriction on the values entered in a column. For example, if I want to store the name of a student, so it is a varchar variable, or you can say it's a string. It can't be an integer. So domain integrity tell us that for the student name will be saved in characters, not in characters. It will be stored in the strings or in varchar. It can't be stored in integer. While in id or in roll number, I can just save the data and the roll number of a student in integer. So that is why the data type will show the integrity, the domain integrity of students. So we have, let's explain with the help of example. So if the data type of address is numeric, then it cannot accept int values. So we assure before we are specifying the data types of a table that if it contains integer, both the integer and the string, or just the string or just the integer. So with the help of domain integrity we can specify that. So here we have roll number, which is type int, so we can store integer. It can't store the string values. We have the name, so its type is string or varchar, so it's storing these values. Address, so we will assure in domain integrity that in specify the domain of the specific column or the specific table. So domain integrity tell us that the set of value that can be stored in the columns, so it is called a domain integrity. For example, every data type have their own type, so we specify these things in the help with the help of domain integrity. We have referential integrity. Referential integrity preserves the defined relationship between tables. When a record is added or deleted, it ensure that key value consistent across the table. So the value in a foreign key column in the referencing table must be same as the value in the corresponding primary key column in the referenced table. So it is very important and very complex concept, referential integrity. For example, if we have the two tables, the parent table and the child table, so referential data integrity tells us that if you make this id as primary key, so the id will be 11 and the values for the id must be same. So primary key values contain the values that will be also the same value stored in the child table. So referential data integrity tell us that when we make a foreign key, if primary key is again used in another table, it become a foreign key. So the values for the primary key must be same with the values of the primary key in the second table, which called foreign key. So referential data integrity preserve the defined relationship. So here with the help of id we define the relationship among the two tables. So it is a parent table and it's a child table. So that is why the referential data integrity tell us that the defined relationship must be the same. If id have value 1 1, so id will also have value 1 1 here. It is quite complex but not as. So the value in the primary key column, the foreign key column in the reference table must be the same. Here we have 11 and here we have 11. So as the value in the corresponding primary key column in the reference table. So these values for the id must be same with the values of id in the child table. So it is called a referential integrity. So we have the database languages. What is database languages? So structured query language named as SQL is a database language by the help of which we can interact with database. So SQL can be even used to create database, and also we can perform different kinds of operations on the data such as data insertion, data updation and data deletion. So SQL used commands such as create, select, delete and update. These are the command with the help of we can create database, we can insert data in the database, we can update the data, we can delete the data, we can create the tables, we can delete the table. So structured query language is very important database languages. So that is used to interact with the database and perform different kinds of operations. Maybe you know, so structured query language is a language with the help of which we can interact with the help of database. So the SQL commands are in the categories are as follows. We have the DDL commands, so that is data definition language, a DQL data query language, DML data manipulation language, and DCL data control language. So these are the very important command, and we categorize in as the different kind of categories by which they are used for different kind of purposes in SQL commands. So let's explain one by one. What is DDL commands? So data definition language, we call it as a data definition language. So in DDL commands include SQL command that can be used to define database schemas. So it includes description of a database, description of a database schema, and used to create and modify database object in the database. With the help of data definition language, we can create databases, we can delete the database. So they define the schema, the structure of a database. So they contain the description of a database. For example, we have the commands. A DDL command include a create is used to create database and create table indexes. A drop command is used to delete objects or data from the database, from the tables. Alter is used to alter structure of a database. So DDL or data definition language is a SQL command by the help of which we can create our databases, tables, and we can define the schemas of database. So it is all about the data definition language. So we define the things, we can create databases, we can delete databases as specify in the name. So we have the DQL or data query language. So data query language statements are used for performing queries on the data within the schemas objects. The purpose of DQL is get some schemas relationship. So example is select is used to retrieve data from the database. With the help of select statement, which is used um, in structured query language, so we can select column from the table student, select two columns from the table. So we can select in the data from the tables or data present in the database. So DQL in SQL we used a query. So that query is executed by the select statement. Select statement is very important. So it is used to retrieve data from the database. We can delete the data, we can retrieve the data, we can update the data with the help of select statement. So select statement is quite commonly used in SQL. So we have the DML data manipulation language. So DML commands are used to perform different kinds of operation on the data present in the database, such as data insertion, updation, and deletion. So in example we show insert, and so insert is used to insert data into a database. Update is used to update data in the database, and deletion is used to delete data from the database. So these insert, update, and delete commands are fall in the category of data manipulation language. We manipulate the data from the database. So DML command are used to perform different kinds of operation, and all these command data definition DDL are called the structured query language. So in structured query language we have specific categories. In that categories we can delete, we can create databases, we can perform different kinds of operations. So that is why they have separate names for these kinds of operations which is used. So DML are used for insertion, updation, and deletion of a data present in the database. So we have the TCL transaction control language. So TCL command deal with the transaction within the database. Example of TCL command are commit transaction or rollback. So these are the advanced topic in database management system. In the coming tutorial we will explain these things, what is commit, what is rollback. For example, a rollback and commit is something when a transaction, when a process is not completed, we roll back that whole transaction. So that is why in the bank management system, when we gives the money towards the teller, and he added this money, and when something is not happen or perform in the transaction or process fail, so the whole process of data of the money deposition is roll back reverse. So the bank management system, the employee present in the bank is start the transaction from hit start process from the data insertion, and they update our balance. So that is why rollback and commit are the advanced topic of database management system, so we will use it in the future lesson. So it's all about the referential data integrity, and we have used these things. So let's just recap of these things, or repeat for you. So the SQL command are categories. So these are very important data definition level. With the help of SQL command, we define and delete databases. We can drop the data from the databases, and in data query language we can use a select statement, and select statement is used to selecting the column and selecting data from the retrieving the data from the databases. We have the DML, data manipulation language, is used to insert, delete and update the data in the database. And we have the data control language. So all these are the SQL commands. So in SQL they are fall in the categories in a database management system. So it's all about the referential data integrity and the database languages. If you have any query related to this session, write your queries in the comment section. We will try to resolve it. Thanks for watching.